Hey everybody, Anish Majumdar here, career coach to the fiercely ambitious. How good does this sound, okay? You are a leader, right? We respect you. We're going to pay you whatever you want, a thrilling amount of money, and you're going to have massive impact, right? To do and make the changes happen the way that you want to see it happen, right? So many of us want that, right? Wherever you are right now in your career, right? You might have aspirations to do your version of that, right? Maybe one day you've got that CEO role. Maybe one day you are heading up instead of 3 people or 5 people, 50 people, 500, 5,000 people around the world, right? Maybe instead of having this much impact, what you do is absolutely critical to the future and the health of whatever it is that you're doing, right? Doesn't that sound gratifying? Doesn't that fill up our ego? So what's going wrong when we have the qualifications, we have the background, we're reading the right books, we're doing all of that? What's going wrong when we're unable to convince employers, other people, right, higher level people, easily and consistently that we are in fact that? What's the missing piece here? And I want to really go through this because this is something that a lot of people get wrong, and it results in years spent kind of, a little bit rat on a hamster wheel. You know what I mean? Or a hamster on a hamster wheel, I guess I would say. In that you're stuck in a level that you've already outgrown, but you're like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, what is going on? Why can I crack this? Here's key number 1 I want you guys to be aware of here, okay? I've been a career coach for over 10 years now, and one of the major reasons I was able to succeed was kind of by accident. I came at all of this not from some like BS corporate HR perspective, but I came at it as a journalist, an actor, someone who'd been hustling to generate his own opportunities for his entire life, right? So when I came to it, I was able to look at this hiring game and I was able to observe something that seemed blindingly obvious that no one else was calling attention to, which is in this, as it is with every other human pursuit, behavior plays a tremendous role. Those nonverbal cues that we get from one another, right? Those things that make us trust someone or not trust someone, or say, you know what, let's just delay on this versus, hell yeah, how soon can you get started, right? All of these things are going from a behavioral standpoint. And all the advice that's being spewed out there when it comes to this is treat it like an analytical exercise. That's part of it for sure. How you go about doing this, right? Whether or not the experience of rising up in your life is one that is fundamentally challenging, yes, but fulfilling and builds you up and makes you stronger tomorrow, versus like soft currency, like I dumped 40 hours in some opportunity, gave them some detail they didn't want to hear, and they dismissed me out of hand. What a waste of time, right? Obviously, there's a difference there, right? But that's not the only one. And if you can activate the behavior piece, it's going to turbocharge the effectiveness of the other, and it's going to get you seeing results. And more importantly, you're going to shift this. Now, here's the thing. I'm not going to say that this is going to be an overnight shift. This is something that needs to sink into the very heart of who you are. Trust me, okay? I am an internal Indian kid with anxiety issues who considers himself very much an introvert at heart, right? I didn't get here being able to do this overnight. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I did. But I will say I found something that I believed in that was worth me pushing you and worth me stretching further beyond my limitations. I believed in it. And if you start from that place of belief in what you're doing in your career, you already have a massive asset that no one else has. So let's talk about 3 certain things, okay? 3 qualities in terms of how you're going to go through a hiring interaction, how you're going to embody this professionally, and how, by extension, you're going to send the message of exactly why you're a deserving leader, someone that other people need to learn from, to follow, right? To raise up, because it raises us up. Number 1. Personal accountability for everything. Here's what I mean, okay? There is no more in your world. Yeah, I did what I did, Sally or Jim over here, they dropped the ball. You know what I mean? It's not really my thing. There's no more of that. Anything that you are involved in, you are personally accountable for. If I'm working with someone and they don't see the result that we're expecting, I take personal responsibility for that. What can we do different? How can we shift this? How can we move this forward? right? It's my responsibility. I need to rise up for that. There is no shirking, because there is nothing more elemental than the fact that the difference between a leader and someone who's not is a leader is someone who just goes around saying, I'll take accountability. I'll take responsibility for this. I'll act as though I'm personally responsible for this. So from now on, try to eliminate that verbiage ever. There is no blaming. There is no putting on. There's no this. There's no that. Right? There was a time when things weren't going well for my wife and me, a very stressful time. We're both working our butts off. We have young kids in the house. And I knew we were in trouble because every time I think about it, it's like, yeah, well, she wasn't doing this. I can't control that. And that's not going to help me to have this out. You know what I mean? To just deflect learning, deflect humility, right? That's not what a leader does. A leader says, what can I do? This is my family. I have a role to play in this. This is my career. This is my job. This is not my profession. I'm not making an excuse that I'm already out the door, or this company made terrible decisions, or my boss doesn't get me. I'm taking personal accountability for this. What can we do to make this thing succeed? What can we do? And eliminating that verbiage is a fantastic way. But because, I didn't know. Well, you can't blame me. Well, defensive, pawning off verbiage, get rid of it. Get rid of it, okay? Especially in hiring, okay? If someone says, why do you think this thing didn't work? Don't make the mistake of saying, oh yeah, but because of that, because they know that that's what you're going to do when you're here. You're just going to find the next person to pawn off. No one wants that. Take responsibility. Am I disappointed by the ultimate outcome of that? Yeah. But listen, this is not a black and white thing. We accomplished 6 to 7 major things. Here's what we did. And by the way, before that team broke up, before I figured out what was right for me, I made it a priority to make sure each and every one of my team members were set up in terms of their next role, either within the company or without. Now, how does this relate to that? So I'm owning it. Right? That's personal accountability. Number 2, no self-pity. Okay? There is no self-pity in the world of a leader. There is no, oh man, oh yeah, that's gone. Okay? Gone. And I know how tempting that is. I know that's a evil little juice, you know what I mean? To have, because it makes you feel better temporarily. I get it. You know what I mean? It's nice to be able to be like, oh man, I just can't catch a break, I just can't do that. But that's exactly the vibe and the energy that we can never have. No company, no responsible company wants that in the leadership arena ever, ever, ever. So that means you can't indulge in that. There is never a situation in your life where you get to say, poor me ever again, if you are serious about being a leader. None. Whatever it is, it's a situation. There's animals that literally have to gnaw their legs off because they got caught in a trap and they survive. And what do? They go about their life without self-pity, without dragging this history along with them. So I ask you, how can you remove that from your life? How can you remove that verbiage? How can you remove that poor me? How can you say, I'm alive another day? I get the opportunity to do this, and God is putting something in front of me that is right at the perfect challenge level, because I'm honestly freaking out about it. I don't know what to do. That's my challenge to you, because self-pity coming out and hiring is absolutely devastating. There is no situation like that. There is no, I couldn't get a break. I did the best that I could. No, it's empowered. It's you looking for a solution. It's you looking to move things forward. It's you building a relationship. It's you making an impact happen. It's you working on a business idea. It's you taking care of your family and taking care of a parent who needed medical help, and you're open about that and open about broaching that, right? So that's no self-pity. Here's the last one, okay? Your word is ironclad, especially in the small things. In a hiring situation, if you say you're going to be following up on Wednesday, follow up on Tuesday. If you say that it's going to be a 30-minute conversation, make it the most valuable 30 minutes they've ever had and check in with them if it's valuable to move forward after that. Be absolutely ironclad about every single thing that you say and exceed those expectations every single time. There is no such thing as I forgot in the world of a leader. There is no such thing as I decided not to do it, but I didn't hold myself accountable. Every single thing that you say that you're going to do, make sure that you do it. And if that means that you commit to 75% of things less, good. I would rather you do 25% and be accountable for 25% because that'll get you further than 100 things that go unrecognized, okay? So those are the big 3: personal accountability, no self-pity, and your word is ironclad. Practice that in your daily life, embody that in front of employers, watch the response rates go through the roof, all right? You want to go further with this, go over to helloanish.com, HELLOANISH.com. I've got more videos, trainings, all free that you can take right now that will teach you how to do this all in a different way. Have a wonderful day, guys.